Well, let's return now to this morning's big news. Protesters bring Melbourne CBD to a standstill.
Paul Dowsley is there for us. And Paul, protesters starting to advance on the position where you are now. Give us the latest on the ground.
Yeah, no, it's going the other way, where police are slowly advancing on the protesters, trying to maybe clear them off this bridge. But the protesters have put a lot of debris now on the road. There's bread crates, there's the side of a bin. Something's just been thrown there, but bins, here's someone throwing something in a rubber bullet or a pellet. A couple of pellets are being fired now towards that person. So you might have seen there that one of the protesters came up and threw something towards the police. A lot of this front line, or the second line behind another item being thrown, more rubber bullets. A bin that is on fire. A bin on fire has been wheeled up Clarendon Street towards them. This is presumably to attempt to obstruct the police from coming any further. But this has been going now here for maybe 30, 40 minutes. And police, the second line of police behind those with the batons, are firing, bringing their weapons up very quickly and firing at protesters. So if we come over, Maddie, if you're happy to come over, we can see what has happened. Another. That was a paint bomb being thrown at one of the police. But you can see what has happened here. That they have wheeled this bin in. They've set it on fire. They've found it in nearby. And police are coming through
Paul, I'm
now.
just concerned about your position there, given the rubber bullets. If you maybe move back a little. But this is extraordinary. We've seen some police officers with blood on their faces, rocks hurled, tomatoes hurled, horse manure. We also understand one cafe there has been trashed, which is devastating considering how hard it is for local businesses. Would you say this is a mixture of protesters and what do we call them, anarchists?
Well, they're words I try not to use, but there are certainly people who seem to be revelling in the mayhem. A lot of people who have got masks on, fully covered. I had glitter thrown on me, of all things. But there's without doubt troublemakers. Even surely protest organisers would concede that there is a group here. How big they would say it is might be up to debate. But, sorry, there's someone throwing something. I thought they might have been taking a shot at me. But yeah, there's without doubt troublemakers. And this group here just simply does not want to move. But again, you know, there's a group of 5 or 6 just suddenly running away. And you don't know whether the group is going to follow. It's very much a pack mentality where there is no one in charge and you can't predict when the police are going to advance again.
Yeah, certainly from the air, Paul, it does look like the number of protesters have thinned, but yet the ones that remain seem determined to escalate it and will do anything to be causing trouble.
Yeah, and it's difficult for me to get a sense on the numbers, and because I'm only in one place. But if we spin around, I mean, there's still a stack down through this park here. It's not just this thin group that you can see right near the police, and there are multiple entrances. On the other side of this police line is Clarendon Street. When it changes at the Yarra, there's another group there. So you know, it's hard to get a handle on numbers. I wouldn't say that the numbers have fallen. They had said that 10 o'clock was the start time for the protest. That encouraged people to get here at 6 a.m, but 10 o'clock was the time that they asked for. So you may see a resurgence. I've lost track of the time, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just before 10.
You may see some more people coming.
Is there a spokesman for this group of protesters, Paul?
Say again?
Is there a spokesperson? Is anyone putting forward their case amongst all these protesters?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, there are media contacts. There was a message tree created via text message. There are spokespersons, people available to speak with. I've asked to speak to multiple people who, come up and shout at me, and people just won't, don't want to engage, and that's fine, but I'm happy to give them the opportunity. That's the thing. They have been doing some press conferences. Essentially, their message is they don't want this expo here. They say that these weapons bring death and killing innocent people, that our governments are spending too much money on weaponry, and that the environmental cost... Here, do you want me to read it out for you, mate, to save it holding... What do you want... He's holding that next to my face. I'm like, we're happy to see it. They say the government spend too much on money. There's an environmental impact from weaponry. And so I've seen a lot of the people, particularly there's been some brave people walking in full army outfits who have been heckled. And here we go, tell the truth. I'm trying to tell the truth. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. And those points that you've raised on behalf of the protesters, all really valid, all potentially up for debate, and we should have that debate as we see people behind you with signs saying, 60 years of war could trigger climate, rain and change, and this call to tell the truth. But certainly not in this way. Wouldn't you love to see the organisers come up and say, hey, this is great, but the violence is not.
Sorry, our cameraman was just shoved in the back.
Which illustrates the point. Perhaps
exactly the point.
Perhaps move back a bit.
Yeah.
Perhaps move back a bit, Paul.
Say again.
Perhaps move back a bit. Just
someone, and that's the whatever what percentage is who's just here to create problems and to hurt people. I'm telling the truth. This is what you face, where you try to communicate with people and they just shout at you.
Okay, Paul, thank you.